What is going on, everyone? It is Garrett, and welcome to the third episode of the DesignCast. So really quickly, if you guys are on the go, you guys can listen to this on Soundcloud. There is going to be a link in the description below where you guys can follow my Soundcloud at DesignCast. Another thing I do want to say, if you guys can turn the notifications on my YouTube channel, that'd be great. The little Twitter bell looking thing on the next to the subscribe button, that'd mean a lot. Just to be notified whenever I upload, because I am going to be trying to get at least a little bit more consistent throughout everything. But to talk about this DesignCast and this podcast series, in today's episode we're going to be talking about dealing with bad clients. Now this is very controversial because I do not want to say any names. Of course I've had bad clients, but I do not want to say any names or anything like that, so everything is going to be basically nameless and anonymous. However, I am going to give you guys some examples, some references, some life decisions, life choices, life information, stuff like that can really help you dealing with bad clients, how to stop from getting them, and basically so forth. So to sit back, enjoy, you guys can throw this on your headphones, you guys can play this on your TV when you go to bed, just wherever the case might be, and let's get right into it. So the first thing you guys want to understand are, what are bad clients? Now it's a very broad topic just because you can have anything that's bad, you can have bad fruit, but like more into the same genre. You can have like bad customers if you work like a retail shop, or like a bad experience at a store if you work at like a mechanic place. It goes full circle. If you look at a mechanic place, like someone could like come in like flipping out on you for maybe messing up their brakes, or if you work at a retail shop not taking a receipt because it's 30 days past due. Stuff like that really happens all the time. However, in freelance, I believe it's a little more annoying because they can easily do things to affect you personally, such as chargebacking, just being like a complete ass that I've in the big aspect really. But just so you don't understand the full broad topic of what are bad clients, now I personally think people who charge back, that's number one on my list. If you charge back your designs that I've done for you, or that anyone else has done for you, that's like a really low blow move. That's like going to a store and buying a shirt and then going onto your bank account and then putting in a claim that you didn't pay for that. Just something like that is just really scum and low tier to do. Another good, what are bad clients, it's uneasy about everything and wants to continuously change the work that you make, even if it's finished or not. And what I mean by that is, like, if you send them, alright, let me take a step back. If you get a client and they want you to make them, let's say a t-shirt design, and they want a fish on it, and you make them like a goldfish, and they're like, I don't know about the fish, maybe I wanted like a cod, or I wanted a salmon fish or a swordfish. Like, that's the kind of client you really don't want to deal with, because you're gonna make them that swordfish and then they're gonna be like, maybe I wanted a bass or a bass, excuse me, and it's basically gonna go back and forth of changing things over and over and over again. And it even works full circle with logo design. Like, maybe I wanted a CJ or a CF and not a CB, or maybe I wanted just a regular C and I didn't want a CM. Just stuff like that. I'm telling you guys, it happens all the time. Another one is the person, like I just said before, and wants everything to be redone. Now, I hate that person that's just like, you finish it, you send them previews all throughout the work, they're super stoked about it, you finish it, you send them the final files, and then you get the messages, and it's just like, it's like, I'm not too all stoked about this, can you redo it? And you're just like, no, like, I can't do it. And then they go on to PayPal, they make a claim, they try to charge back. Of course, if you guys, make invoices and do PayPal correctly, that's not gonna happen. But that's just a really big person to watch out for. People that are always rude to you and aggravating, annoying, and that's just like the three no-go things. If someone's rude to you, you really don't want to deal with them. Same thing goes with aggravating and annoying. And what I mean by annoying, it's not like constantly messaging you like, hey, how are you, how's everything going? It's more so in the aspect like, hey, are you done yet? And it's, people message you that like 15 minutes after payment's done. Like, it happens all the time. Just people are so impatient, it's ridiculous. So you really have to watch out for those kind of people. Now, that's the understanding of basically what a bad client is. Now, get the vibe of a bad client, and this is going to basically stop you from getting them. However, I will talk about them, dealing with them and stuff like this. But you really got to listen to this part, because this is going to be the vibe of a bad client, and this is how you're going to understand that you shouldn't take this person on, regardless if it's a high-paying job. It does not mean anything, because I'll go into a later example of, you might do a big job, but it might take 5 months to do, and you just wasted 5 months of your life dealing with someone that's just a complete asshole to you. So the vibe of a bad client, it goes full circle like I've been saying. So the first thing I wrote down was makes you prove your worthiness for them to pay something of you, even if they contacted you first. So what I mean by that is, let's just say like you get an email or you get a Twitter DM and someone needs a logo design, but they want you to prove that you're worthy of that purchase. Like they want like examples, they want more work. More work's a lot easier, you can just send your portfolio, but they want examples of what their logo is going to be like, they want sketches. Like if you're going to contact me straight across just to make me prove my worthiness, like you can go see my portfolio, you can go see my YouTube channel, you can go see my dribble, you can go see all that kind of stuff. I don't need to prove, who I am to you. So yeah, that's just really annoying, especially if they even contacted you first. Like I don't understand that at all. People that contact you and then make you prove to them you're worthy of a purchase, like it doesn't make sense in my mind. Another vibe of a bad client is always uneasy about things, and for example, like I said in the beginning, like it's like I don't know if I want to do this, like I don't know if I have the money, or I have the money but I'm too sure, I'm bouncing back from you and someone else. Just that kind of stuff don't deal with, because God forbid you do take that client on, that uneasy client is going to be halfway through your logo design job and be like, it's like, can you just refund my money, I'm going to go to the other dude now. And you're going to be sitting there like pissed. You're going to be like, well, that was just a complete asshole move. Like now I got to go back. I got to just basically waste another 3 weeks of my life doing absolutely nothing. And I don't even get paid for it. So that's another thing. Another person won't discuss money and keeps changing the subject whenever you bring it up. Now that's a very big red flag, especially dealing with clients. If they won't talk about their price budget, if they won't talk about how much they want to charge, how much they think that you can charge them, how much they're comfortable with paying, you do not want to deal with them. Because like I said, let's just say you offer them $100 for a logo and they just keep changing the subject, and eventually they do say yes, I bet you that client right there will charge back your design and or will pay you and just go hop over to someone else. Now that's just like wasting your time dealing with the client and stuff like that. Just won't discuss anything like that. You really need to be up in front if you're a client to a designer, up in front to maybe someone that's interested in your work. That's just basically what I think personally how everything should work out. Now another thing is doesn't want to hear your thoughts or ideas, which could result in a better product for their company. And I mean this by like, I've got clients before that need a logo and they're like, I need a logo that looks like this, I need a logo that has this in it. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm 100% okay with that. I'm like, all right, let me do my thing, let me just sketch up some ideas, let me prove to you that this is going to be a good logo after I got the payment, of course, or at least half. And they're like, no, I need it to look exactly like this. And like, even if it's just like really shitty, I don't care if I get paid $500 to do a crappy ass logo. I'm not going to be happy with myself completing that. Just because I can't use it in my portfolio, I just wasted my time creating it because it doesn't look good. And if someone does see that logo in a company and they're like, wow, that's pretty ugly, they're going to just basically not come to me for a logo anymore. So it's basically, taking away things out of my experience, or even just like making me get a bad reputation throughout the community. And just people that won't listen to you. And I'm telling you guys, that happens all the time, especially if you guys do social media design. Now I know a lot of my following has to do a lot of Twitter headers, a lot of motion graphics, a lot of stuff that has to do with Twitter, Call of Duty, esports, stuff like that. And I'm sure you guys get people all the time that want a Twitter header in this style, this color and stuff like that. And even if you know it's not going to look good, they still want it. And you kind of get a little bit annoyed about it. And I'm telling you guys now, if you don't want to make something that you're not going to be happy with, don't do it at all. It's really not going to turn out well for you. So it's just something, 2 cents in life actually. If someone wants you to do something you're not comfortable with, don't do it. It's going to result in something bad. I can guarantee that. And then the last thing of a vibe of a bad client is never clear on exactly what they want. And I'm telling you guys, if you're going to do this for a living, you're going to get that kind of email like, hey, what's going on? My name's Adam and I need a K logo, but I don't know if I want a KF logo, or I don't know what kind of K logo I want. I just want something with a K. And then you're like, all right, well, here's some examples you can work with. And they're like, yeah, the third one and the fourth one's cool, but I like the second one, and the first one might be just as nice. I'm not too sure. like, you're gonna go back and forth for probably like 3 weeks dealing with this kind of shit, and then end up like not getting paid well or even compensated well, and then you're just going to basically be done, and you're gonna just waste more of your time. And that happens all the time. You know, if anyone's watching this, you know, right now, if you can leave some examples in the comments below, I'm telling you guys, you're gonna see that shit just blow up with just people talking over and over again about that kind of stuff. So that's basically the vibe of a bad client. Of course, it goes on further than that, but that's just like the main like 5-6 points that I have to say, just so you guys get a general understanding. Now, when you get that vibe, do not take that client, or, you know, if it, I mean, you can take the client, but of course, like, it's just gonna waste your time, like I've been saying. But you know, that vibe really should set you off from being uneasy about the job. Maybe just sending it to your friend just to get them to deal with it, or maybe just do something else. Even though sending it to your friend and taking like a 20% commission, that's just like a very, very good way of doing everything. So let's just say you go through the whole vibe of the bad client, you understand, you know, who you are about to deal with, and let's say you take on the job. So here we go, you have to deal with the client, and then here's just like a few little tips that I have. Now, if it gets to a point where you cannot deal with it anymore, refunding is my #1 recommendation. It's stressful, it's stress-free, you know, you can just basically go on PayPal, click refund, and then it just basically sends the payment back to them. You don't have to deal with it, you can just basically block them from there on out. You do not have to go any further with that. But if that, you know, really isn't your, you know, your way you want to go, let's say you really need the money, you need to pay your bills, you need to pay off your credit card, your car bill, whatever the case might be. Just really trying to sit them down and trying to help them understand your view of everything and how everything should work. Of course, providing them examples when you're, you know, trying to prove to them and understand everything to them that this is how it's gonna work out. Now, that's really the #1 way you can really get the client to change its mind, is providing examples, showing them work, you know, showing them exactly how it will look the way they want it, which might not look good at all. You know, you can find examples on Google of basically anything nowadays, and then finding examples of what you want to do, showing them your work that you will look good in their style. And it's basically going from there. It's, you know, you have to sit them down and help them understand every single thing, and sometimes that doesn't even work out, which we go back into the loop of refunding the payment, or just even just like keep going on what they want and then suck it up if it looks bad. But the last thing I can really say to you guys dealing with the client, if you guys really don't want to refund it or try to help them understand, is finish the project and take it as a life experience. And, you know, you don't want to ever go through that kind of stuff again. You know, just take it as a life experience throughout everything, you know, whether it's going to be in college, whether it's going to be with your friends. You don't have to do everything that someone wants to do. Even if it has a good compensation after it, you know, it's not worth it in the long run. I can guarantee you guys that. There's so many things that I've done in life with my friends and that I've done like overall that it doesn't have the outcome or the life experience everyone thinks it's gonna have. So that's just one thing, you know, really take into consideration. You can finish the project, you can finish doing something with your friends, you can finish going to a party, and then sit down afterwards, and you guys are going to, you know, basically think about it and understand that it was not worth it, and that it was just like maybe a spur in the moment, or maybe you just wanted to go through that. So now that you have all that kind of stuff jogged up in your brain and you're just chilling out, now to key, you know, things to keep in mind, never do you have to take a client project. Never. You know, you don't have to feel obligated to take a client. I don't care if they're offering you $10,000. If it's something that you cannot do and you're not comfortable with doing, you know, you don't have to take the project whatsoever. That's just like basically how everything goes. You don't have to go take the job or the interview, or, you know, just take the class that's an elective in college that everyone wants you to take. You know, you don't have to do that regardless of anything. And you know, to take it more into consideration, if a $1,000 logo job that should take about a week ends up taking 3 months, you ended up losing money, time, and you had to deal with an asshole the whole entire time. And you really don't want to go through that kind of stuff, because you're just wasting more of your time that you could be doing working on a logo. You know, I can charge $100 for a logo that can take me, let's just say, 3 months to do. So that's about 12 weeks, give or take a week or two. And let's just say it takes 12 weeks to do. That is $1,200 I could have made doing a logo every single week, rather than me sitting there for 3 months doing the same logo for whatever amount of money. So you can really take into consideration of how that exactly works. And then the last thing I can really talk about to you guys is always talk to the clients. Try to get on a very good personal level with them. Try to make them understand, you know, your life situations. Let's say you have something going on in your life. For example, For the longest time, I've had my grandma was in the hospital and my mom, and there's just like a lot of things going on, and I had to let my clients know before they even took me onto a job that this is going on, and if I don't respond for a few days, you have to understand what's going on. So always talk to the clients, let them know exactly what's about to happen. Just if something's going on in your life, you can let them know, and of course if they don't want to cooperate, they can go to someone else. You don't have to take them. And basically see how you two connect. If the vibe is right, you guys can do business. If the vibe is wrong, don't do it. It's just gonna waste more of your time. So that's gonna be basically dealing with the bad client, just keeping things in mind and dealing with them, the vibe, everything like that. And just a couple life things that I can tell you guys is don't do something that you have a bad vibe about. If you think that something's gonna turn out wrong, don't do it. I'm telling you guys, it's like that gut feeling you get. Even with getting clients, it's the same thing as, life things. If you don't want to go to that party, don't do it. If you don't want to go drink that beer, you don't have to go do it. And if you don't want to deal with the client, you guys don't have to do it. So that's basically my 2 cents, my life choices and life experiences for you guys, and it's basically how to understand everything and dealing with the client itself. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did get any help from this, enjoy it, just let me know in the comment section below. Leave a thumbs up on the video. If you guys are still on SoundCloud, hop over to my YouTube channel at BehrDesign. You guys can go check out the video there. Just let me know in the comment section below what you guys learned from this. Give me some examples too of what you've dealt with in the past. It's just I want to see what everyone has gone through and basically what can really result from everything. But with that being said, like I said in the beginning of the video, just turn the notifications on my channel. Make sure you drop a subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my later on videos. Peace out.